We are back with some Colts franchise, and you're probably wondering, why the hell are you already in week one? You haven't done the free agency draft and all that stuff. As some of you probably know, I was out of town for New Year's, so I brought my Xbox, but I wasn't able to record anything, so I was able to do all the offseason stuff, and I was able to do most of the draft, but then I had to leave halfway through it. So I wasn't able to record everything, so we're just going to combine everything, offseason, draft, all that stuff, all the way, get everything caught up to week one. So it's probably going to be a pretty long video. It's going to be a little confusing just because I'm not in the offseason, so I can't physically show you, where people went. But I'm on Discord right now, so I'm going to try my best to read everything that's happened so far. So first things first, we're going to start with all the trades that have happened. I've personally made 2, so I can make one more trade, but we'll get to my trades in a bit. But first, throughout the league, we'll start with trades. The Arizona Cardinals send wide receiver Andy Isabella to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Chase Claypool. So just straight swap there. Not sure why Pittsburgh would choose, Isabella over Claypool, but that's neither here nor there. Scrolling down here, Pittsburgh sends a 2022 second and a 2023 third to the Tennessee Titans for Jonnu Smith, so we don't have to worry about Jonnu Smith anymore. The Washington football team sends middle linebacker Lee and a 2022 fifth to Houston for right tackle Howard. The Cleveland Browns sent, this one's kind of a crazy one, the Browns sent 2022 second round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles for Jalen Hurts, a 2022 third and a 2022 fifth. So the Browns getting rid of Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts as his new quarterback. The Cleveland Browns also traded Baker and a 2022 fourth to the Panthers for a 2022 second and a 2023 third. So the Panthers are getting Baker Mayfield, the Eagles are getting rid of Hurts, and the Cleveland is getting Jalen Hurts. So that was a pretty little interesting trade there. The Denver Broncos sent, I believe this is Stephon Gilmore to the Arizona Cardinals for Murphy. The New England Patriots sent quarterback Elam, right guard Mason, and a 2023 first. All that. Their quarterback is pretty solid. He was like a rookie or 1 year, like 75 overall quarterback, something like that, to the Rams. And the Rams got the first 2022 first, 8th overall pick, and a 2022 second. The Miami Dolphins sent wide receiver Adam Thielen to the Saints, and the Saints sent a 2022 second. An early 22 seconds. So a second round pick straight for Adam Thielen. The Pittsburgh Steelers sent a 2022 third to the Jags for quarterback Crockett. The New York Jets sent a 2022 second, a 2022 third, middle linebacker Cashman and middle linebacker Mosley to the Broncos, and the Broncos sent him the 12th overall pick in the draft that just happened. The Washington football team also sent a 2022 third to the Atlanta Cardinals for cornerback Sheffield. Arizona sent a 2022 second to Philadelphia for Darius Slay and a 2022 third. Cincinnati Bengals sent a 2022 second and third to the Philadelphia Eagles for Fletcher Cox. So Bengals getting some help up front. Fletcher Cox leaving the Philadelphia Eagles. This was another crazy one. The Browns sent quarterback Greedy Williams, I think that's his name, a 2022 first to the Seahawks for DK Metcalf and a 2022 third. I wouldn't trade DK if I were the Seahawks user, but that is him. That's his decision. Baltimore sends tight end Mark Andrews and a 2022 fourth to the Carolina Panthers for outside or defensive end / outside linebacker. Was that Brian Burns? I believe that's his name. Here's a really, really sad one. The Rams send Aaron Donald and tight end Tyler Higbee to the Titans. So now we have to face Aaron Donald twice a season. I mean, me and the Titans have some pretty close games, and now we have to worry about Aaron Donald here. That one I was a little upset about when I saw it, but the Titans ended up trading away A.J. Brown. I think this is Justin Simmons, or maybe it's Jay Simmons. I'm not sure who that is. A 2022 first and a 2022 fourth. So no A.J. Brown on offense, but he beefs up that defensive line. Washington sends tight end Albert O and a 2022 third to the Patriots for a 2023 third and their tight end Keen. I believe that might be all the trades. I'm scrolling through here. Nope. Baltimore sends quarterback Marcus Peters to the Detroit Lions for a third and sixth in 2022. And there's still one more. Jesus, I thought I got through them all. Tampa Bay sends right guard Marpet to the Panthers for a 2022 second and fourth. And I actually think that is it now. Never mind. There is another one. Jesus. The Raiders send left outside linebacker Littleton and a 2023 fifth to the New York Giants for a 2023 third. And that is all the trades besides my two. So a lot of trades. Nothing really that affects us besides that Aaron Donald one, which is just very, very depressing. I was not happy when I saw Aaron Donald coming to the Titans and I had to play him twice. But, you know, things happen. So now I'm going to try to walk through free agency the best I can. So obviously, as most of you probably know, we have silent bids for all the 80 and up people. And I had a decent amount of cap space. I wanted to go off and splash big time. So I'm not going to name all the people that I could have went after in day one because there's a big chunk here. But I did go after Devontae Adams and left tackle Trent Williams. Devontae Adams, I offered him the max I could possibly offer him. There was literally, I could not offer him any more money than I did. I mean, I could have offered him more guaranteed, more in the bonus, but I offered him as much as I could. And Trent Williams, I was like, it was a decent offer. It was a little more than he was asking for, but nothing crazy. Trent Williams, it always, our algorithm, when it runs the thing, you know, and it picks who wins the bid, it always chooses the top three. There was 4 bids for Trent Williams, and I was the 4th, so I didn't even give a chance for Trent Williams, which was unfortunate. But wide receiver, Devontae Adams, I had a 54% chance, I think it was like that, and the Raiders, who just won the Super Bowl, for some reason he thinks he needs another wide receiver, had a 46% chance, and the Raiders won. So we were day one, no silent bids won. I was very hurt when that happened. I was like, dude, you don't even need a wide receiver. You just won the Super Bowl. He's coming out and he's getting Devontae Adams. So that hurt a little bit. So moving into day 2, I was like, you know what? We have to go big. I have to, make some moves and make sure I get a receiver. And so I went after Mike Williams. Once again, only 2 people bid on Mike Williams. It was me and the Rams. I had a 53% chance, I think, that time. He had a 47, and we lost that one. So the odds were just, we had the higher odds of both of them, but they just didn't hit. So no Mike Williams. But in day 2, I did end up signing 2 people. We signed Nikel Roby-Coleman. We'll go ahead and show you that real quick. Hopefully you don't see any spoilers. Okay, we skipped that. Perfect. We did that beautifully. But Nikel Roby-Coleman over here, got him back on a team, 82 overall. He pretty much got the same exact contract he turned down for me earlier, so I'm glad to have him back. He was a solid depth piece for us. Really much enjoyed that. And we ended up signing Marquise Pouncey. So he is on a 1-year deal. I believe it's like 5 something, or like it's not 5 something. What am I saying? It's like $9 million or something. Let me check here. What is he on? But it's 1 year. Don't know if he'll play for us next year, but the cap it's 11. But he's just a filler. He's going to come in, fill the role, have a solid guard for us for 1 year. Because Glowinski left and Pinter, he's just really not that ready. But he looks like a tank. I mean, he's got 92 impact blocking. His lead blocking is great. I mean, this is a solid guard to have. So coming out of day 2, I was a little upset that I didn't get a wide receiver that I wanted to. But that was that. And in day 3, we ended up, going after no one. There was really not many people that I wanted to go after. But I'll show you guys some teams. I got some big players. So Michael Gallup ended up going to the Broncos. That was another one that I was thinking about going after, but I just went big on Devontae Adams, and I didn't want to go after both of them because what if the off chance that I won both of them, that I have to sign both of them, there goes all my money. So I had to pick. Went after Devontae. Mitchell Schwartz went to the Cincinnati Bengals. Nick Chubb went to the Broncos. We already said Devontae Adams went to the Raiders. Trent Williams went to the Ravens. Kyle Fuller went to the Browns. Casey Hayward went to the Browns. Eric Ebron went to the Saints. Harrison Smith to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Robbie Anderson to the Jets. And Sheldon Rankins to the Eagles. Moving on to the day 2 bids. Demario Davis went to the Browns. Kawan Short went to the Jaguars. Or the Rams, excuse me. Kerryon Johnson went to the Chargers. Christian Kirk went to the Patriots. We obviously got Pouncey and Nikel Roby-Coleman. Obviously, Michael Williams went to the Rams, and Javon Hargrave went to the Patriots. And in day 3, the winning bids, Brandon Graham to the Bears, Teron Johnson to the Bears, Brandon Williams to the Steelers, DJ Fluker to the Raiders, David Njoku to the Bengals, and Charles Leno to the Rams. So that was all the winning bids for the free agents. Before I forget, I don't know if I've said it yet, but I did change my playbook to the Vikings. I'm just going to throw that out there so you guys can know. The offensive playbook is now the Minnesota Vikings. Defense is still the Colts. I can't remember if I told you guys that or not. But moving on to who we signed in the free agency that was under 80 overall. Our first one, which I'm actually very excited, was Connor Williams, 25-year-old, 77 overall. He's on a 2-year deal. He's young. He's solid. I mean, his pass blocking really isn't too bad. He's got 86 impact. His awareness is pretty high. I mean, this was a high. I mean, I think there was like 3 or 4 bids on this dude at one point, and we ended up getting him, which I'm very, very happy for. He's the 17th ranked left tackle. I mean, you can't beat that for a young left tackle. Got him locked up for 2 seasons. So honestly, our offensive line might be better this year than it was last year, which was, with Costanzo retiring, Glowinski leaving, it was a little scary. But it probably is better now than it was last season, which is just crazy. But I'm very happy with that left tackle selection. With Mercedes Lewis retiring, we needed a new blocking tight end, so we went out and signed Chris Manhertz. Normal, just a blocker. He's got 71 run block. That's pretty much all he's meant to do, is come to the team and block. Ended up signing a different fullback, Derek Watt. Brought him on, just getting a fullback in the squad. Nothing too crazy there. Trying to think. I think that was all besides of one big-time free agency pickup that might shock you guys a little bit. So we did have to cut a couple people notable for this to happen. So we had to cut Jack Doyle. He had 1 year. I was trying to make some room because this was a really, really late bid because no one was bidding on him. And I was like, you know what? I'm taking the chance. So, and we ended up winning him. So I had to make room. So I cut Jack Doyle, freed up like $5 million. I cut a bunch of some scrubs, some people that are way down the depth chart no one really knows about. But our penalty, I only got incurred like a $2 million, $3 million penalty. So it's really, the penalty is pretty low for the next season, which is good. But Jack Doyle freed up like $5 million. So that's why we went out and got Derek Watt, because no Jack Doyle to play fullback anymore. And we did have to cut, which is a little sad, Puna Ford. We did cut Puna Ford. I didn't want to do it, but we needed to make room. And he was a piece that was worth letting go. So Puna Ford no longer on the team. I really did like Puna, but it had to happen. And we went out and got a rental. I'm going all in to get the dub, to get a Super Bowl appearance. I'm going all in this year. And we brought in Tom Brady. The 45-year-old Tom Brady is on the squad. So Jacob Eason, his contract, I will have to re-sign him next season. So here's my thought process. If he plays this whole season, maybe he improves, maybe he doesn't. We run the risk of having to sign him 85 and up, because every 85 overall and up, they have to get a bigger payday. But with this Tom Brady coming in and starting this whole season for us, I'm still going to focus train Easton in the background, so he's slowly, still getting that XP. And hopefully by next season he's like an 80. Hopefully 80, 81, that'd be nice. And then we can re-sign him for the under 85 price and let him ready to go. Because I'm not that bad of a passer, but there's some throws that Jacob Eason was killing me on. So I'm going to have him sit one season and just sit behind Brady. We're going all out, the 45-year-old. I don't even think I'm going to re-sign him. He might even retire after this season. He's fucking ancient. But he's still got an X factor. He's 88 overall. He's got the pro reads, so, when he's in the zone, it lights up. He's got hot route master with the extra 4 hot routes. He's got conductor, so all his hot routes and blocking stuff is faster. He's got set feet lead. When he's setting his feet, bolt passes are just beautiful, fearless. Passers with this ability are immune to throw penalties caused by defensive pressure while their feet are set in the pocket. I mean, I was looking at all these stats, and I was like, dude, a 1-year rental? It's a shitload of money, but just for 1 year? Are you kidding me? I might as well go all out and try to do something. And so that's what I did. Jacob Eason, he's going to sit. This way we're going to save money in the long run because he should be under 85 overall by the time his contract's up. He'll be our quarterback next year. Hopefully maybe Brady can mentor him to become a legend because I don't think he's ready yet. His accuracy's a little wild. So yeah, that was the big pretty much offseason free agency signing that I had. No one bid on him. I mean, it was the last final stage and he's still sitting there on a single bid. And I was like, do you know what? Let me clear a little bit more space, throw him out something offer, and see if I get him. And I want him, and he's our quarterback. He is going to be our quarterback this season. I'm actually excited. I did play my preseason game before this. I'll show you guys the stats for that one. But in the game I played, he was hitting. I mean, I think I only recognized that maybe 1 or 2 inaccurate throws. Other than that, I mean, he was absolutely on point, which is what I want to see. I mean, look at the stats. Just compare this. Obviously, the throw power is a lot less, but awareness, way higher. Short throw accuracy, way higher. Medium, way higher. Deep throw is 6 higher. His throw on the run's higher. Throw under pressure is 9 higher. His break sack's even better. His play action is amazing. His carrying is even better. I mean, his ball carrier vision and his juke move's better. I mean, the spin move. I mean, everything's just, it's better. Literally everything is better than this man. So we're going all in on this season to make a deep playoff run. We were 2 seasons in. We're now in our 3rd season, and we have 1 playoff win. That's not good. That's not good. We want to get some playoff wins under our belt, make a deep push. Tom Brady was sitting there, so I made it happen. Let me know what you guys think about that Tom Brady trade. Getting into the 2 trades I made before we wrap up the offseason. First trade, I traded Deontay Johnson to the who did I trade? Oh, to the Dolphins. I traded Deontay Johnson to the Dolphins for a 3rd round pick in the draft that we just had. Deontay, he just didn't work out. He did not work out, so I just, I'm not going to re-sign him this year, so I was trying to get something out of him, and I did. 3rd round pick. I was happy with that. I got him for a 2nd. We traded him for a 3rd. So, 1 round later is what it is. And because we didn't win Devontae Adams or Mike Williams, I had to go big on a trade. So I traded for Bryan Edwards on the Raiders for a 1st round pick in the upcoming draft. So I was able to use my 1st round pick in the draft we just had. But next year, I will not have a 1st round pick. And we'll take a look at Bryan Edwards. He's 23, 81 overall. And I think he's definitely worth a 1st round pick. I mean, if I was in the 1st round and I drafted a 81 overall star dev player who's 23 with these stats, I'd be thrilled. I would be completely happy with my selection. So I think a 1st is definitely worth it, especially a 1st that's going to be in the 4th season. So I wouldn't even have that much time to develop him, if I used my next year's 1st on a receiver. So we got Bryan Edwards. I'm very excited to use him. 90 speed, 91 acceleration. His route running solid. His release is solid. I'm very excited to use him. He's got some decent traits. Besides, he does have the drops passes trait, so we'll see how that is. But other than that, he's got good traits. So I'm very, very excited to use Bryan Edwards. But that will come to the conclusion for our offseason stuff. Getting into the draft. So, like I said at the beginning, I was only able to, I was out of town, so I was only able to draft until after my 4th round pick. So my 5th, 6th, and 7th round pick were just random sims by the CPU. So our 1st round selection, we needed to get a defensive end because we let Teray walk. We got Darren Carden. I picked him at 24, and he was the 11th best player in the draft. Normal dev, which was a little unfortunate, but to get the 11th best player in the draft at 24, I was happy with this. He's 6'5", he's 296 pounds, so Shaquem's still going to come off the left side in the nickel and dime formations, pass rushing. And this dude hopefully is just a big body, help stop the run and stuff. 78 power move. He's got 87 strength, he's got some okay speed. He's block shedding 75. So that's that's the plan, is to just use him as a big, beefy run blocker or run stuffer. And then, those nickel and dime Shaquem, the speed will come off the edge. Hopefully that'll work out for us. We didn't have a 2nd round pick because we traded that for Deontay Johnson, but with our 1st 3rd round selection and our 2nd 3rd round selection, we ended up getting Todd Harden with our 1st one. He was also, I think, like 10 or 20. It said good pick. I don't know what the numbers were on that, but he went down a little bit in his pick. I don't know why I can't talk, but 91 strength is pretty damn good. He will be starting as our 2nd defensive tackle in place of Puna. 80 tackle. He's got the 76 play recognition. I'm excited to see how he is. I played Todd and Taylor Jackson because they were both my 3rd round picks a lot in that preseason game. And Todd, did pretty good. He's 2 years younger as well. Taylor Jackson is okay. I mean, his block shedding is the exact same. His strength is a little bit less, so that's why I'm leaning more towards Todd here, the 3rd round pick. So he will be starting. He's 320 pounds. He's huge. His block shedding is a little less, my bad. But he will be just the strength alone. I want him up front, especially if I'm going to be playing guys like Alvin Kamara twice a season and Derrick Henry twice a season. So we need the big bodies up there. And Todd Harden will be that second defensive tackle ahead of Puna. Our 4th round pick was a defensive end, a right end, I believe. Yeah, it was just Brian Cool. Just getting some depth on the defensive side. He actually wasn't that bad as a 4th round pick, 67 overall. His speed's a little slow, but he's an okay depth guy, Our 5th round pick is actually on our practice squad. I'll go ahead and show you guys that real quick. He was trash. This is what I said that the CPU started picking. But the CPU did pick us an absolute god. I'll show you guys in a second. But 5th round pick, it was this man right here, Mr. Hawkins, 60 overall, 23. Really nothing on stats that are worth, he's not even crazy fast or anything. He's got 92 speed, I guess, but 84 juke move, I don't know. He's on the practice squad for now. There was no reason for him to be on our active roster. Our 6th round pick, they gave me another defensive end and a left end, I believe. Oops, I'm in depth chart. Meant to go to roster here. 6th round pick, all the way to left. It was a defensive end, I'm pretty sure. This guy here, Danny Parrish, 21 age is 21 and 66 overall, which is okay. He's slow, but it's really not that bad for a 6th round pick. You get a 66 overall, is 21, not that bad. And here is the 7th round pick, probably the best 7th round pick I've ever got. I'm not even exaggerating. Which really throws a wrinkle in what I want to do. We get cornerback, where is he at? Sidney Wilbon, 22 years old, 66 overall. He's 6'3", hidden dev, and it's a superstar player. He is a superstar. The CPU's out here drafting me 7th round superstar players. Right here, development, superstar, which is just absolutely insane. I was not expecting to get a superstar cornerback in the 7th round. Here are his stats: 89 speed, 90 acceleration, which really isn't that bad. It's not that bad for being a 66 overall. That speed's pretty solid. I love tall corners. I love them. I don't want short little pussies out there. So I'm very tempted to focus train him and start him and just see where it goes. Because a superstar dev already, that's huge. He's going to grow super, super fast. So I'm tempted to start him. I did start him in my game with the Browns that I played in the preseason. He played all 4 quarters, and he didn't do anything outrageously bad. There was one where I played the Browns. He is DK now, so he was on DK most of the game. And there was one play where DK beat him deep, and he got a PI call. It was a 50, 60-yard penalty, something like that. But other than that, he played solid. He really did. He got a tackle for a loss even in that game on a screen. He came flying up and just blew a screen up all by himself, never even usered it. But it's just, I don't know what I want to do, because when I saw a hidden dev when I checked it out when I got home, and I was like, okay, he's probably star dev, whatever. But he was superstar, which made me second guess and be like, well, fuck, dude, maybe I give this guy a go and see if I can turn him into, a beast. So I'll show you guys kind of what I did. 2 things I did forget to tell you on the end of season upgrades is I did get 2 people to bump up an dev on the defensive side of the ball. Darius Leonard went to X Factor. So his X Factor ability is kind of lame, but I think it might actually be useful. He says selfless, so when selfless players are making plays, their teammates are motivated to perform better when they enter the zone. All on the field teammates enter the zone as well. Week 17 updates is our last match player rating, and I'm going to use that on Buckner to get his better X Factor ability. It's a really top tier X Factor ability, and he has that inside rush superstar ability. So once I use that and change his X Factor ability, because right now Buckner has the one where it cancels all, if someone's in the zone on the other team and Buckner gets in the zone, it wipes that, which is just stupid. But I think this is pretty good, because if Leonard gets a sack, then it immediately puts Buckner in the zone, and Buckner's ability will be a lot better once he gets that update. So I think this selfless ability actually won't be too bad once I get that upgrade to Buckner, which it should be very, very soon. I should only play like a couple games, without it. So that's good to see. And this one was not expecting it. Marvell Tell to Superstar. So Marvell Tell, he got the strip ability, which is a little annoying. Strip specialist. Defenders with this ability can still tackle effectively while trying to strip the football. I was a little sad when I saw that. But, I mean, he's up to Superstar. His speed is low, but he does have 94 acceleration. So his top speed's slow, but he gets, he's in and out of his breaks quickly. And he's also pretty damn tall, too, 6'2". And this is, I think, what I'm going to roll with starting the season, just to see how it is. I'm going to put the rookie out there, the two giants out here, two superstar corners. Rocky Sin's going in the slot, and I believe I'm putting Kenny Moore on the trade block. I just put him on the trade block. I'm going to try to move him. There's really no need for him. If I knew I was drafting a 7th round superstar, I probably wouldn't have signed Roby Coleman and just left Kenny Moore as like the filler guy coming in on like dime and stuff. But I'm not too sure. I'll put him ahead of Roby Coleman for now. But I'm just not too sure what I want to do there, because I'm very excited to have a superstar, rookie. He can grow, give him reps. He's going to focus, train him, and he should fly up in overall. How Marvell Tell did, how he went up like 7-8 overalls his first season with us. So I think I'm going to try it. I tried it in the Browns game. Like I said, he was solid. I already told you guys Harden starting that defensive tackle for us, the 3rd round pick, and then our 1st round pick coming in at left end. Other than that, defense exactly the same. Special teams exactly the same. Our specialist packages are all exactly the same. Shaquem's going to be coming in off that left side. Paris still in the slot. Offensively, same, except we got the new right guard and left tackle. We got Pouncey and Williams. Brady, new quarterback, new fullback. Was debating if I wanted to go with Pittman or Brian Edwards with the first wide receiver, but because Pittman, had a good season last year, we're going to roll with him as our first receiver, and Brian Edwards at the 2nd wide receiver spot. So that was that for the draft. Really not too much else to show you guys. I guess I'll set my season goal, which is definitely, we're going to say make it to the Super Bowl, because we signed Tom Brady. We spent a shitload of money on him to make the Super Bowl, so that's why he's here, to make the damn Super Bowl. I'll show you guys my schedule. It's a decent schedule. I wouldn't say it's anything crazy easy. It's not hard, but we start off with Texans, Jags, Broncos. Then we have a 2-game stretch that's pretty difficult here. 4-game stretch, I guess you could say. Titans, difficult. Raiders, obviously just won the Super Bowl and added Devontae Adams. The Dolphins, the Browns. Then we head into our bye week and we come out Chiefs, Titans. So that's a 6-game. That's a brutal little 6-game stretch right there. Texans, football team, Eagles, Giants, Jags. Giants is the Steelers and Pandora. So that should be a fun one there. Chargers and Cowboys. So it's actually pretty difficult, honestly. Now that I actually really look at it here, it's a little tough. It is definitely a little tough. I wanted to show you guys my preseason game that I played. I'll show you guys the stats for that one. Let's go ahead and... Is it not... Oh, you can't look at stats for preseason? Well, that's kind of lame. That is pretty lame. But anyways, Tom Brady played well. He did fumble once, but that's because I was scrambling and I slid too late and he got absolutely trucked. But we did win that game handily. 34-18, as you can see in the top left. JT ran the ball extremely well. Had like 170 yards, I think, with him. He had an 80-yard touchdown as well. Paris Campbell actually led my team in receptions. He had like 8 catches for like 70 yards and a touchdown. Naeem Hines had the touchdown. I didn't really have that much passing touchdowns, but we were successful passing the ball. I had 1 pick that was just out of a throw out of the sack, so it's just a little unlucky. But that is that for the team. Next week we'll be taking on the Texans. So, like I said, sorry it took so long to get these videos out, but we was out of town, so I couldn't record it all. But I'll quickly go through the offensive side again. This is the starting lineup going into the season. It hasn't been updated yet, but I am using my tokens to upgrade Mo Alley Cox to star development. And on the defensive side, here's what we're looking like. And I did use tokens to upgrade our 1st round selection to star development as well. So That should get edited before our first week 1 game. We'll have to see just when someone gets around to it. But that is that for our team. Let me know how you guys think about the trades, how you think about Tom Brady coming to the team, our draft picks, the rookie 7th round pick sensation, who is a superstar dev, which I still can't even believe the CPU did that for me. That's crazy. Let me know what you guys think about all that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.